Okay everyone, how's it going? It's Voodoo 51292, and today we are going to be doing episode 3 of Voodoo's Thoughts, and today we're going to be returning back to the gaming arena, and today what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about my real, actual thoughts on the PlayStation and Sony and kind of the consoles in general. So to give you a little introduction, if you've watched any of my stuff, you'll probably know that, often I have gone off and flipped out on Sony, on the PlayStation, basically ripping them apart, telling them they've lost me as a customer and all this other stuff. But obviously those were all during times where I was currently angry at something that was going on at the time, whether it was a game or something going on at the PlayStation Store, something like that. And so what I thought I would do today is, obviously I'm, not angry. I'm cool, calm, and collected. And I thought I would share with you my true feelings on the PlayStation. What do I think as compared to Xbox, and what do I, as far as the next generation of consoles, what am I looking for, and, what do I expect to see and when I make my decision on the next console. So I have to do something real quick. I apologize for this, but I do have to get a couple of props, so to speak. Oh God. Show you. Okay. Alright. We're good. So you may be surprised to find out that in actuality, I really do like my PlayStation 3, okay? I like it. I like a whole lot of stuff about it, and so I'm going to start running through with you. First of all is the hardware of the console. I really like the hardware of the PlayStation 3. Since day one, the hardware really hasn't been a problem. I know with Xbox 360 in the early days, they had cooling issues with the console. They couldn't get it to cool properly. Of course, the Red Ring of Death was a big deal with them, and although they seem to have gotten it right now, they seem to be on a console now that, seems to pretty much be hardware problem free. It has taken them a few consoles to get there, and it has taken them a little bit of time, to correct all of the hardware problems. And I know people actually had to buy, more than one console, more than one Xbox 360 console, because theirs would fry. I believe my friend Chris is one of them. I believe that he is on his second Xbox 360 console. Whereas I'm on my one and only PlayStation 3 console. From day one, our hardware has been pretty much solid and really hasn't had a whole lot of, problems to the point where a bunch of people's stuff is breaking and they have to go buy multiple ones. So I really like that about the PlayStation 3, and I'm glad I don't have to go pay, another $300, $400, however much the thing is nowadays, to buy another one because mine breaks. Just the body of the consoles, this may sound, superfluous or whatever, but when I handle a 360 console, at least some of them, I don't know about the new models, but some of the ones in the past, they've just felt flimsy. I don't know what it is. They've just been really plasticky and like cheapy feeling, when I hold my PlayStation 3, I know it's also made of plastic, obviously, but it's heavy. It feels solid. It feels like a nice, solid, well-built console that maybe can even take a little bit of abuse, here and there. It doesn't feel like it's going to break in my hands. So I really do like the hardware. I like the console itself of PlayStation. I also like the fact that PlayStation has a Blu-ray player, which is neat. Now, I don't watch a whole lot of movies, but it is really nice to have the ability to watch Blu-ray movies on my on my PlayStation 3 without having to go buy a separate Blu-ray player. That's pretty neat that I have that feature just on my game console. And it also helps with the discs. Now, I don't know any personal examples of this, but I know that Xbox 360 in the past have had games that have been on multiple discs, which to me would be a giant pain in the ass. On PlayStation, I've never had a game that was on more than one disc, unless I don't even know if there has been an extra disc for bonus content. I mean, I got, when I got Dead Space 2, it came with, the game, it came with Dead Space Extraction as well, a whole separate game, and it still was only one disc, which was nice. Now, like I said, I don't know any actual examples of 360 games that have multiple discs, but I know that they do. I don't know how many of them, but I'm sorry, I don't want multiple discs. I want it on one disc. And I believe Castlevania for 360 actually had 2 discs. But anyway, sorry. I want my games on one disc. Okay, I just do. So it's nice having that Blu-ray player. Check time. So that's pretty cool. Another thing, let's just talk a little bit. This may be really stupid, but if I'm going to pay this much money for a console, it's a nice little bonus. Let's talk about aesthetics, okay? I like the way the PS3 and the stuff associated with it looks, okay? I like the console. It's a slick, at least the old ones. The new ones have a different design, I don't know. But my version, the old one, has like a slick, shiny finish. It's got, the PlayStation 3 written on it, like Spider-Man language, and it's a pretty cool looking system. And also, here's another thing I want to talk about. The game cases. Something else that you may find stupid, but something I just wanted to remark on. I like the PlayStation 3 cases way better than the 360s, okay? They're a lot smaller. They're a lot smaller, more of a squarish type of deal, where the 360s cases are a lot longer. So this is nice, when you're packing them somewhere, to take them somewhere and everything. You don't have these big freaking, cases. You have these small cases. I like how it's clear around the edges, and I just think it's a sleeker looking design. Now on the back of some, actually, this case doesn't have it, this Bioshock 2, but I know this one does. The Resistance, this is the old PlayStation 3 case with it written on the side. This is the new one with a PS3 on the top. I like the new one better, but anyway. On the inside of some of these cases, take the instruction book out, and also the disc, you can actually see, okay, that on the back of some of these PS3 boxes, they've actually got really nice artwork, okay, inside of the case. I'm going to try that the light doesn't glare on it, but you can see this is inside the case here. They've got great artwork in the back. This is for Resistance 2, and that's pretty neat to have. And, it just makes, it's more of like a collector's kind of a case, and, it's neat. I like the color. Another thing I really like about these cases is they're thicker than the 360s. I've, held a couple of 360 cases in my hands, and they're real thin. I believe they're made out of some kind of recycled material or something like that, which is neat that it is recycled, but at the same time, it feels really flimsy to me, and I don't know how well that's going to protect my disc. I mean, these cases are pretty solid, alright? They're thicker, they're not as easy. You can't just squeeze them as easily as you can with the 360 cases. And I gotta fix the freaking sleeve in here. It's not centered properly. There we go. But these are thicker cases. They're smaller, and I think they're just better looking. Now, if we look at the actual disc, you can see that the PlayStation logo is extremely small, okay? It's just this little bottom of the disc, and you've got nice disc art here. On the 360 games, half of the, the entire half of the freaking game disc says it's an Xbox 360 game. I don't need half of a disc telling me what system it's for. I know what system it's for. And then, the actual disc art is squeezed into, the bottom half of the disc. Well, with these, you've got the whole disc with the whole disc art, and, you know, a little bitty thing down here saying, yeah, it's PlayStation, which we know. So that's pretty neat. I like the presentation of the PlayStation 3 games. I just do. I like the cases more. I like that some of them have some nice collector's art on the inside. I like the discs, that you can actually see the disc art instead of, you know, 3/4 of the freaking disc telling you what game it's for, which I already know. So as far as aesthetics and like the way that they, you know, present their games and stuff, I like PlayStation. Let's talk about the controllers, okay? This is obviously my PlayStation 3 controller. Good old PlayStation controller I've been playing with since, you know, PS2, and I like this controller a heck of a lot more than Xbox 360's. It's smaller, A. For some reason, Xbox has a real big deal about having big crap. I don't know, big cases, big controllers. You know, their consoles were pretty big too, the early ones. But anyway, it's smaller, it's lighter. Those 360 controllers are heavy. And ergonomically, it's, in my opinion, 100 times better. You've got the 2 thumbsticks right here, okay? And on the back, I don't know if you can really see it. I'll turn it sideways. You see, it curves in here for your fingers to sit like that, so that when you're playing, you know, you can put your middle fingers here in this. You can grab these two, and then you've got these two for the buttons and these two for the control sticks, which are right next to one another. So you feel like you've got a lot more, you know, like these are a lot more, you know, intimate. Like in FPS games, obviously this is to look around and this is to move. And I like that they're closer together because it gives a feeling that these are more intimately connected, you know what I mean? On the Xbox 360 controllers, they're huge, and you've got the D-pad where this is, and this stick up here. So you've got one stick up here, one way down here, so the 2 sticks are really far apart from one another, which I don't like, because like I said, I like to have my 2 thumbs in, like, A, it feels better, instead of having your thumb way up here in this awkward position. Look how awkward that is. You know, my muscles and all are tensing up down here. You know, well, that would be because I'm turning the stupid thing, but, you know, if I go like here, I don't know, it's just, you know, and it wouldn't be like this on a 360 controller because the handle, it's much bigger, so it's, you know, a little bit further up like this, and then down here. I mean, to me, it doesn't feel like those 2 joysticks are connected to one another. It feels like 2 completely different things you're doing, and I don't like it. And another thing, I played my friend Chris's Xbox 360 on Call of Duty, and I find that when you like sprint and stuff on the 360 controller, you know, you gotta click the button that's up here, you click it. The way the curvature of the controller is, right in here, like right where my middle finger is, like in the back where you have to hold it, this part got extremely sore after, you know, just like half an hour or so of playing, because there was some kind of bump there or something like that, and the way that the stick is up here, when you sprint, when you have to, you know, click this joystick, it put a lot of pressure there on the inside of my finger, and it hurt. And I was like, what the hell is that? You know, why in the world would I want a game controller that, A, you know, I have to be a bodybuilder to keep holding up, and it's gonna hurt the inside of my finger, you know? And it's just, this controller, in my opinion, is much better designed. It's much more ergonomic, from the standpoint that if you can, you know, you can hold this controller and play with this controller for hours and hours and hours, and your hand's not gonna hurt because the curvature makes sense and it's not pushing on any of your fingers. That's just the experience I've had. So anyway, when we come back in part 2, I will continue talking about some of the things about PlayStation, and then go into you know, for the next generation of consoles, what am I looking for, and what does Sony need to do to keep me as a customer. So we will be back.